Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the BOCC statutory meeting. Today's date is Thursday, July the 2nd, and the time is 9:02 a.m. We will call this meeting to order. First up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Anthony, would you lead us?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will take attendance beginning with Mr. Hirsch.
Brendan Hirsch, County Attorney's Office.
Paula McFeeters.
Zach Swearingen.
Miles Lucero.
Thank you to everybody else in attendance. We have the approval of minutes from May 5th, 12th, 19th, 21st, 26th, and 28th of 2026. I will ask for a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion passes. Are there any modifications to today's agenda?
There are none.
I will ask for a motion to approve today's agenda.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. That'll bring us to public comment. I did not see anybody on the list. Don't think there's anybody here that would like to speak for public comment, so that'll bring us into special issues of public interest. We have a proclamation reading our 250, 150 celebration. And this one's pretty quick. I can just run through it unless you guys want
No,
to
that'll
dive
work.
in. Commemorating the 250th anniversary of the United States of America and the 150th anniversary of the state of Colorado. Whereas July 4th, 2026 marks the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, a historic milestone celebrating the birth of the United States of America and its enduring commitment to liberty, equality, and democracy. And whereas August 1st, 2026 marks the 150th anniversary of President Ulysses S. Grant signing the proclamation that admitted Colorado into the Union as the 38th state, forever earning it the proud title of the Centennial State. Whereas Pueblo County, officially established in 1861 as one of the original 17 counties of the Colorado Territory, has served as a vital cultural, industrial, and agricultural cornerstone of our state and nation. And whereas this dual milestone, the 250, 150 semi-centennial offers, I think that's right, a unique opportunity for the residents of Pueblo County to reflect on our shared history, own the contributions of our diverse communities, celebrate our unique cultural heritage, and look forward with hope toward a more perfect union. And whereas the Pueblo County Board of County Commissioners proudly supports the statewide mission of the American 250 Colorado 150 Commission to engage every Coloradan in this historic commemoration through education, community service, and celebration. Now, therefore, we, the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Pueblo, Colorado, by the authority vested in us, do hereby proclaim July 2026 as America 250 Colorado 150 Commemoration Month in Pueblo County, and we urge all residents, businesses, civic organizations, and educational institutions to participate in local events to honor our past, celebrate our present, and inspire our future.
Thank you.
Yeah. I should have had one of y'all read some of that.
That's great.
I think that's how I say that, one mouthful word. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a big deal for the nation and the state. We have somewhat of a cloud hanging over us right now with this fire. And it's not the celebration that we all wanted, but I know that we're all going to find ways to celebrate these massive milestones in new ways. So, yeah, thank you to everybody who will be having fun this weekend, celebrating without fireworks. But yeah, there's other ways to enjoy our independence and the formation of Colorado.
Thank you.
Cool. That should be on a spelling test.
This says.
Have you seen
Yes.
this? That'll bring us into our consent agenda, Mr. Hirsch.
Our first item 4A is a resolution accepting the bid and approving the agreement between Meraki Construction LLC and Pueblo County for the 2026 gravel crushing project. And I think Greg George was here to present.
Greg's a little tied up right now. I think, based on my reading of this, it's pretty standard compared to the previous gravel crushing contracts that we've entered into with folks. I don't know, commissioners, if you are ready to move forward with this, or if we need a more robust staff report. I think we're good.
I think we're good too. I think we want to keep business moving.
Yes, sir.
I agree.
Yes, ma'am.
I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Four A,
I'm
regular
sorry, yeah,
agenda.
for it.
Item 4A, it's so moved to approve item 4A.
I'll second.
Sorry.
One point of clarification, Mr. Chair, did we accept the Pueblo County Treasurer's statement of fees?
We did not. We can,
Can we do
No.
that real quick?
Yeah,
It's under the special issues of public interest, number 2
Yep.
reports.
okay, let me start this over. Not having the best morning here. I will ask for a motion to accept the Pueblo County Treasurer Statement of Fees collected for May of 2026.
so moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion passes, and then I will ask for a motion to approve item 4A.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, your next item, 4B, is a resolution ratifying and adopting the Pueblo County Sheriff's Stage 2 open fire ban.
Yeah, I think that this is pretty self-explanatory. We touched on it the other day. I think everybody can see why this is instituted.
Yes,
So I will ask for a motion to approve item 4B.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, our last item, similar to 4B, is item 4C, which is a resolution authorizing a declaration of local disaster emergency regarding the Aspen Acres area fire.
Again, pretty self-explanatory. Just want to thank all the outside organizations and people coming in from as far as Alaska to help us. I know that it was said yesterday during the press conference that this is like the #1 fire in the country. So this is just a help in that regard.
Yeah, and just for clarity, unfortunately, we've gotten a little bit too used to executing and extending these disaster emergencies, but is it similar to the declaration that we had done for the coroner's office, where will we need to extend it a week at a time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Every 7 days.
Commissioner, were you going to read the resolution? Are you going to read that resolution out?
Which one, man?
For the disaster declaration?
We certainly can. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I think it would be good for the public interest to
Okay.
hear what that's.
Sure. So just to be clear, this is a resolution that was signed basically within 2 hours of the fire starting on Monday morning. And now we are formally ratifying as part of our normal procedure to enter it into the record. So yeah, I'll go ahead and read it. So this is a resolution authorizing declaration of local disaster emergency regarding the Aspen Acres area fire. Whereas Pueblo County has sustained severe damage from an ongoing fire that started in Aspen Acres area on the border between Pueblo County and Custer County. And whereas on June 29th, 2026, the fire necessitated the evacuation of people and livestock from the Aspen Acres area, Beulah, San Isabel, Rye, and surrounding areas, all located wholly or partially within Pueblo County, Colorado. And whereas pursuant to CRS 24-335-709, which provides that a local disaster may be declared only by the principal executive officer of a political subdivision, the chair of the BOCC issued a disaster/emergency declaration on June 29th, 2026. And whereas pursuant to the same statute, the declaration of a local disaster shall not be continued or renewed for a period in excess of 7 days, except by or with the consent of the governing board of the political subdivision. And whereas the cost and magnitude of the responding to and recovery from the impacts of this event is far in excess of Pueblo County's available resources. And whereas the purpose of this declaration is to activate the response and recovery aspects of any and all applicable disaster emergency plans, and to authorize the furnishing of aid and assistance. And whereas the BOCC desires to enact this emergency declaration to ensure that financial aid is made available to affected individuals, businesses, and governmental entities as applicable and pursuant to state law. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners that 1, the declaration of local disaster emergency as provided for herein is hereby approved and shall remain in full force and effect until further action is taken by the chair of the BOCC to terminate or modify the declaration, or until the declaration expires pursuant to the state statute, and the chair of the BOCC is authorized to execute said declaration on behalf of Pueblo County. So yeah, again, just kind of a very important procedural step We may need to amend this now that, there have been portions of Colorado City evacuated. And, um, this opens us up to receive state reimbursement, and there is a federal portion of this as well, where FEMA has declared this a disaster, has already opened the door to federal reimbursements on the back end. So we have basically every cost that we're incurring in this will be reimbursed to some extent. We don't know the exact dollar amount. We're very much in the middle of this still, but we've been in good contact with the governor's office. They understand the priority. Congressman Hurd was here yesterday. FEMA is involved. So we have our state and federal partners on board with us, having our back. So this is just the step that the BOCC needs to take to formalize and open this disaster so that we can continue to get the financial aid we need for the foreseeable future.
Thank you, Commissioner. I think it was important to read that only because I want our citizens to understand the steps that we've taken to financially procure what we can from the state and federal sources. This is way beyond what we could ever do as a county. And frankly, as a board, to have 2 disaster declarations in less than a year is kind of crazy to me that we've had to do this. It's a procedure that's available to us and we haven't had to execute too often. It's really an interesting time to be in this situation. But I just want folks to understand the length and breadth of the firefighting going on, the cost, the expense, all of those things. This disaster declaration will be necessary so that the county can do the work and get reimbursed for the work being done. Of course, we have so many volunteers out there as well. And so this is an all hands on deck situation, but it is nice to have our federal and state partners at the table with us when we need them.
Absolutely. I will ask for a motion to approve item 4C.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. That'll bring us into commissioner comments. I can go pretty quickly here. I just want to, obviously, everybody is thinking about these fires at the front of their minds. And the silver lining in it is seeing this community rally around each other. I mean, even last night, we were looking for a building to store all of the donations. So with
That actually got worked out
Right.
This morning.
Yeah, I talked to Amanda this morning, but I mean, even last night, I called, some things kind of fell through. And then, so I called somebody and a guy was literally saying, yeah, you can use my 15,000 square foot building with loading docks, without hesitation. So, it's just an example of people willing to come forward and start helping one another. Obviously, we want to thank all the firefighting entities, everybody that is involved in this, to try and mitigate the already huge disaster that it is. I mean, people don't think of everybody involved, but I mean, even our building department, talking to Arnold. I know last week I signed a letter of support to waive demolition fees for the previous fire. And then we're writing letters up to the state to try and waive asbestos cleanup fees. It's just, there's a lot that goes into this. And we're trying to prepare ourselves as much as we can for what's coming down the pike. Even talking to people who own land moving or businesses, earth moving businesses. And they are we're trying to set up, I talked to Anthony yesterday about how we're going to publicize of when we are at the point of cleanup, how to expedite that, and again, allow all of the kind-hearted people out there that want to help and get that done as quickly as possible. I mean, I think that just catastrophic. I've talked to so many people who have lost their homes. But again, the silver lining is seeing the people that are rallying around to help. I mean, even from donating livestock trailers and getting livestock out and everything else. So I don't want to take all of the information. I know you guys have a lot too. But I think 3 p.m. every day now, we're going to do press conferences, right, on updates for the community. We will have consistent updates on our Facebook page and everywhere else. So just it's encouraging to see everybody come together and work during such a hard time.
Well said, sir. I think, there's so much to say about this, and what I've been trying to do at the end of the day is just be grateful for the people that we have on our staff, in the sheriff's office, around the community, that are willing to, when something like this happens, just step up. They don't blink. They're trained to do this. So that's something that I've been trying to stress to the community is we have really, really good, qualified, brave, smart people working on this. Thank goodness, because, I don't know how to handle it. I'm doing, I think all of us are doing what we can behind the scenes to make sure that we have resources on the ground, that we're talking with the state, talking with our federal partners. But I just want to reassure people that we have so many good people working on this, and I'm extremely grateful for those people. I'm extremely grateful for everybody in the community, like you mentioned, being willing to step up. Every person I've called and asked a favor of, it's an immediate yes, whether they're our staff or just whomever it may be in the community. So I just want to say thank you for that. A couple of kind of clarifying things about logistics right now. There are two different sites. One is the Disaster Assistance Center that was spun up yesterday. Thank you, Commissioner, for being out over there and introducing that to the community. So the Disaster Assistance Center is where all of the partner agencies are gathered, our DHS department, United Way. That's where we have a lot of resources for kind of how do we move forward for folks that are affected. That's at the Pueblo Arts Academy, formerly Pitts Middle School, over on 29 Lehigh on the south side. You do have to be from the evacuated area in order to go there. However, we will help you. If somebody needs resources, we will get you in the door and we will get you answers to the best of our ability. The other facility is the one that we've had open since early Monday, and that's the Mesa Rec Center. That's a county asset out at 1650 Cooper Place. That is the true evacuation center where we have beds overnight. The American Red Cross is fully staffed over there. There's food, there's drinks. So if you need a place to stay while you're displaced, that is where you go. And we have shuttles going from the evacuation center to the DAC daily. So again, I just want to thank our staff, specifically Amanda Hobson, Abe Armandaris, Kaylee Jobman. All of the Parks and Rec staff have been largely responsible for running that evac center. That's also where you can take your small animals. When I heard on the update this morning, they said they had right around 800 animals at the state fair. So if you have large animals or like non-domestic animals like turkeys, chickens, there's space for them at the state fair. I wanted to shout out Sharice Schaefer, Beth Hayes, for all over with our CSU Extension Office for all of their hard work getting things coordinated at the state fair and taking care of our furry friends. I also wanted to mention, folks, if you get an evacuation notice, please leave, because it makes the rescue mission is much harder when we don't know who's in what building. And you listen to the radio traffic, we've got people going door to door in these pre-evacuation areas, making a log of who's evacuating, who's left in the house, when we couldn't make contact. So it's vitally important. If you get that evacuation notice, please leave, because it makes the rescue efforts much more manageable and organized. So I just wanted to say that. At the risk of forgetting some individuals, I'm going to just quickly thank some people. Every time I've walked into the EOC over there are certain people in that room, and they're the ones that give me the confidence, like, this is going to be okay. Well, the sheriff, of course, has been instrumental in all of this. His staff, Chief Mears, Chris Harner over in the EOC, Josh Johnson, they've largely been up at Beulah Fire Station manning from from the ground up there. Gail Perez has been instrumental in getting the information out, along with Anthony Mestis, our PIO. Chief Huber from Pueblo Fire has been at that desk, whether it's 6 a.m. or 11 p.m. at night. She's there, and they have been instrumental in helping us get resources up there, especially in the early stages. Thank you to Mayor Graham. We really appreciate the city's cooperation and help. They've just said yes. Every time we every time we run into a roadblock, we have the city there at our back to help. I wanted to thank Andrew Hayes, who's been working on little projects here and there with us, getting things moving. All of the local fire chiefs, Chief Ware, Chief Gallegos, Chief Farley, Fernie, thank you guys so much. District 70, Superintendent, oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. Bob DiPietro, thank you so much. Lynette Bonfilio, their PIO, all of the District 70 folks, Lori Kirkpatrick with security. They've immediately opened Rye High School, Craver Middle School, all of their assets to share. I could go on and on. I absolutely must mention Greg George, who lives in the Valley community, Kelby Bond with our road and bridge crew. These guys are up there using county equipment to protect their own community where they live. And I think they're heroes as far as I'm concerned, so it's all of the firefighters, it's all of the people doing the work, whether it's here in town, up there at the site. Thank you all. I'm so extremely grateful for everybody, and to see Pueblo step up is kind of the very tiny silver lining in all of this. I think people need to be aware that we are far, far from out of the woods. We don't know how this ends. But the most important thing is just to continue to take care of each other, step up. If you're looking for opportunities to volunteer, reach out. You can go over to 1650 Cooper. They will put you to work there. They'll get you out in somewhere, state fairgrounds, helping with animals. We have an opportunity for help. We continue to take donations at Cooper Place. And as Commissioner Swearingen mentioned, we have a bigger warehouse that we're working on to store these resources for the coming weeks. So I know I'm rambling, but this has been a lot. There's been a lot of individuals and organizations stepping up, and we're going to continue to need it through the weekend for sure. And I just want to thank everybody and tell you how grateful I am. And we will get through this, and we will get through it together.
Thank you, Commissioners. Well said by both of you. And I'd like to say thank you to each of you for the work you've done behind the scenes to coordinate things for this fire. All of us have done what we can individually, and adding up as a board, I think we have covered the bases as well as we could. Going to the Emergency Operations Center, my goal in going is not to be in the way, but to listen and to learn. And those folks are eminent professionals, cool as a cucumber. You walk in there, it's like watching a machine do the work that they're trained to do. And the human element of it all is the most difficult part, I think, of this experience. I wanted to shout out too, in your thank yous to D60 for letting us use Pitts Middle Schools for the Disaster Assistance Center. And the one thing that really struck me yesterday, just before that press conference, was talking to those that were staffing that area. Some of them live in Beulah and have lost property, and they're working. And it's a very humbling experience to hear the I lost my home, but things are going to get better. I lost my home, but I have all the resources I need. And she actually went to the Disaster Assistance Center and got food and what she needed. And it's very humbling to hear those stories, because there's real people affected, and Pueblo isn't that big of a town that we all are not all connected. You might live in the Mesa or in the city of Pueblo or in Pueblo West, but we all know people that live in that Beulah Valley, Colorado City and Rye area. And so we all have been affected. And what I've seen in the last few days is the generosity of our community. I've seen the destruction. It's devastating, but I've also seen such good come from it. And it's the people in this community. Last night I went to church to a prayer meeting, and there was one lady who stood up. She lost everything in Beulah. She has no home. She lost everything. And her description of what she went through getting out of there and just seeing what was happening to Beulah struck me, because what she said was, I knew we were going to be okay, but I'd really like it if you'd pray for everybody else. I'm good. but I need you guys to pray for my community. Beulah is a small community of itself, but it's also so much a part of Pueblo's history. We've all gone to Beulah Mountain Park. We've all had picnics there. We've fished at San Isabel. Pueblo's Pueblo. And I think what I really learned from this experience is you might live in Beulah, but you're still from Pueblo because people here love you. And unfortunately, my parents also had to evacuate yesterday out of Colorado City. So there's just many, many connections to this fire to us as commissioners sitting in these chairs and the helplessness I felt Monday. What can we do? Well, I learned, and I said it yesterday, much of it's not what the government can do. It's what we all can do. And there's been many restaurants volunteering food. There's been many donations being made by churches. It's not just the government that comes to the rescue in these moments. And I want to say thank you to our community for loving each other, for being the givers you are. And I am so, Pueblo gets such a bad rap so much of the time, but what I've seen out of this community in the last 3 days is such a unity and a purpose and a driven compassion that has been needed for a long, long time. So I just want to say thank you, Pueblo. Again, as Commissioner said, we're not out of the woods. The winds are strong today. We're in for another day, and we don't know the extent of this damage, but as long as we work together and we help each other, we will get through it, we will rebuild, and we will be a better community. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for encouraging me. It's humbling to have someone who lost everything encourage you. And that actually happened to me yesterday. I thought, wow, you just lost everything and you're encouraging me. So thank you for that, community of Pueblo. We're showing the state how we respond and what we do. And we do it in action and we do it in love. And so many thanks. And I continue to pray that this fire ends soon and that we can wrap up. Probably historically, I don't know of another fire this large in our community. So vast and so strong. It is a disaster among disasters in our state. And I'm so glad to be on a board of you all who have talents and abilities and care enough to push the buttons and make the phone calls that gets our community everything we need. So thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
The bright spot right now is that we don't know of any fatalities, serious injuries, and we have to remember that all these homes are replaceable. I know it's devastating. Things are replaceable. Human life is not. So the number one priority is keeping our responders safe, keeping the community safe, keeping our citizens safe, and we will pick up the pieces on the back end. But please, folks, stay safe, take care of each other, and we'll keep moving forward.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. I was going to say the same thing. I mean, and thank you for bringing up the need to evacuate. I mean, we cannot strain resources even more so. So, I mean, that's a very important thing to bring up, and well said by both of y'all. I don't know if going in off Roselawn, not Taos, is still the preferred method on Cooper Place. You guys know? I was told if you're going into Cooper Place, it's easier to go in off of Taos instead of,
Okay.
or going in off Roselawn instead of Taos. So if that's changed, sorry, but that's the last I had heard. And the last thing I'll say is just, I mean, again, very well said by both y'all that. And again, you know, I've set up here last week and we were talking about World Cup and just the amazement that people have about the United States of America. This is what people appreciate about our country, and specifically our community, is that willingness to give to one another, and to, you know, the shirt off their back kind of mentality. So thank you to everybody out there for doing all this good work, and we'll continue to keep everybody updated. And thank you to my colleagues for, like you said, Paula, consistently working behind the scenes and trying to be what we are is in really a support role. And that's what we're trying to do, is support everybody. So thank you all. Our next meeting will be July 7th. I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to BOCC Work Session and Staff Update Meeting. Today's don't think we have any presentations. Do you want to, anybody have any operational updates?
I just want to put on your radar, commissioners, I distributed to your admins the facilities project and property manager job description. I know we've had a lot going on, so maybe next, just take some time over the next few days and we'll finalize that next week and just allow staff to get it posted.
Sure.
I think that's probably it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I don't have anything else.
That'll leave us with a request for executive session. Mr. Hirsch.
I am asking for an executive session to hold a conference with the county attorney to receive legal advice on specific legal questions pursuant to CRS 24-6402-4B regarding county departmental disciplinary authority and enforcement responsibilities and regarding the Pueblo County Detention Center located at 3830 Medal of Honor Boulevard, as well as for the purpose of determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategy for negotiations, and/or instructing negotiators under CRS 24-6402-4E regarding the lease purchase agreement with MBCS Investments LLC for property located at 1300 North Santa Fe Avenue and regarding an IGA with the City of Pueblo concerning municipal inmates.
Thank you. I will ask for a motion to go into executive session for the reasons cited.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we're in executive session.